Warning, Vogon poetry detected. Warning, Vogon poetry detected.
O Freddled Grant Bagley, thy my crusions are to me as purled gabble blotchets in midsummer morning on a lurgid bee that mordeously hath blurted out its irted jirtles grumbling. Into a rancid, festering, confectious organ squealer, now the jerpling sladed acrocrustals are slurping hagrily up the axle groats, and living grupules frat and stipulate like jowling meated liver slime. Group I implore thee, my foonting turtling dromes, and hoptiously drangle me with crinkly binderwhirls mashabrits, or else I shall rend thee in gobblewarts with my blurgle truncheon. See if I don't.
Vogon poetry features in the Hitch Hiker's Guide to the Galaxy trilogy, written by Douglas Adams. The poetry, as the name implies, is written by Vogons. The guide explains that Vogon poetry is the third worst in the universe, the second worst being that of Azagoths of Kriya, and the worst is that of Paul and Nancy Millstone Jennings of Sussex, though she perished when the earth was destroyed, as was her poetry. It's not that the Vogons write bad poetry on purpose, they write the poetry for the love of writing it, but it does always tend to come out terrible. As a result, they usually end up using the poetry as a form of torture, as seen early on in the first Hitch Hiker's Guide to the Galaxy book, when prostetnic Vogon Jelks reads his poetry for both Arthur Dent and Ford Prefect. In the books they both writhe in agony, but in the film Ford is in agony and Arthur doesn't seem that bothered, and he looks more confused than in horror. This is seen as mild compared to that of Paul and Nancy Millstone Jennings, and I've read some of her poetry and it's just awful. It's so bad. So bad. So why is Vogon poetry so bad? It's kind of unknown, but it's probably due to their unpleasantness as a species. They are by nature rude, bad-tempered, vile, callous bureaucrats, and it's said that they wouldn't even save their own grandmothers from the ravenous bug-blatter beast of trial without an order, signed in triplicate, sent in, sent back, queried, lost, found, subjected to public inquiry, lost again, and finally buried in soft peat for 3 months and recycled as file irons. And when pondering evolution, the Vogons simply asked who needs it, and went without what they weren't naturally gifted or couldn't get through use of technology. This is probably where their bad poetry stems from, their complete lack of desire for improvement, and their overall disgusting nature. Fun fact, it's also stated by Marvin that they are the worst marksmen in the universe.
Good thing bad guys are such terrible shots.
Man, these guys are elusive.
So that's Vogon poetry, the third worst in the galaxy. As always, I would highly recommend reading or watching the source material. Hitch Hiker's Guide to the Galaxy is very funny and very good. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. It was fun to do something a little bit different and really fun. As always, remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell if you want notifications. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions, and I'll see you next week, babies.